Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night if it's where you are. Welcome all to this Venus Alchemy Money Love session. We are so pleased that you are here, and what a great turnout. My name is Genevieve Chavez Mitchell, and I am in New Mexico in the USA. Additionally, we have with us today Tami Brunk, who will be presenting, who's from Iowa, Cayelin Castell from Arizona, Nicole Katzender from Egypt, calling in from Egypt, and Naraya, who is in the UK. And so that's our presenting team today. If you look on the chat, you'll see that our agenda today includes a money blessing and opening the space by Naraya. Tami is going to be visioning our new sacred economy, so we'll be doing group breakouts for that. Then I'll be talking about money story, old and new, inviting you to think about your old money story and the new money story you'd like to create. And Cayelin is going to share a money practice with us that we can do over the next 40 days. And Nicole is going to close us out with womb consciousness, magnetic money meditation. So I invite you now to just come into this space, put your feet on the ground and take a couple deep cleansing breaths. Thank you for your presence here today. We know that money has huge impact in our lives. Can we come at this huge impact in our lives using our spiritual eyes, our spiritual lens, and our spiritual body to make decisions and to operate within this world of economies, finance, and the reality that money is required to survive in our world? Now, we know that there's lots of bad news out there. I'm not going to go into that. And we know that the historical story of money is power and privilege and capitalism and patriarchy and colonization. We're not going to talk about that today. What we're going to do is spend time looking at how we can blend money and love, how we can blend the material and the spiritual, how we can blend the marketplace and the temple into one coherent whole that heals us all, individually and collectively. So thank you for being here. And I'd like to invite Naraya to please open her session.
Thank you, Genevieve. Am I unmuted? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I am so happy and pleased to be here with you all today for this great, spontaneous, playful session that was set up. I'm going to present and be with you a very brief ceremonial money blessing invocation. And for that, I have prepared, and you may want to also take that up as a practice, though I know we get another practice from Cayelin later, but you might want to take this one as well, either on a daily basis or maybe once a week, once a month, or whenever you feel less than positive about the topic of money. This could be helpful. So I don't know whether you can see that. I have prepared this little pouch here. I sewed that myself a long time ago. And in this little pouch are various representations of money. So there are coins in there are banknotes in there, there's a debit card in there, there's a piece of gold in there and a piece of silver. So you can make up your own little pouch, or for ease of practice, if you want to do that, most of these items are usually located in your wallet. So you can do that with your wallet as well. And just for my own little enjoyment, and maybe for yours, I'm gonna pop this cute little, can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, kind of. Venus representation into my pouch, our pouch for this ceremony as well. So Venus is going in there. So once more, I invite you to really settle in. I'm holding this to my heart right now. You can put one hand on your heart if you like. I invite you into this sacred space that we use to invoke. Take a deep, wonderful, long breath in. Allow it out to really settle into a place within yourself. Place of stillness, a place of quietness, and a place of joyful anticipation. And from this place within, we call upon the love of Our Lady Venus, the courage of Inanna braving the underworld, and the sparkling radiance of the Gemini rainbow goddess. Assist us now to cleanse, purify, heal, and positively transform all money in all of its representations: cash, coins, banknotes, debit and credit cards, checks, paper statements, digits on screens, flowing into, being stored or circulated within our individual sphere of influence from any and all sources. We fully invite and welcome you, money, into our loving embrace of infinite abundance, where you may merge in peaceful harmony with the boundless abundance of love, joy, time, energy, connection, gratitude, fun, and infinite goodness already living within and reflected all around us through the wonder of our bodies, minds, souls, and spirit, through our nearest and dearest, our loved ones, families, friends, and through the indescribable magnitude and multitude of nature, our beautiful, precious Mother Planet Tara Gaia Earth. And may, with every gate we pass on our journey with the evening star, these streams of money flowing into our personal sphere of influence broaden, widen, and diversify in surprising, unexpected, mysterious ways, even beyond our level of conscious awareness, without us having to do or think about a thing, just like that. As synchronicity, creativity, flashes of insight, ingenuity. And lastly, may all money flowing forth from our individual spheres of influence henceforth be only ever used to serve the highest and best healing, learning, evolutionary realization, and ultimate transformation of all there is, all of humanity, of Mother Earth, and all of her beings. Be they from the mineral kingdom, from the smallest grain of sand on the beach, to the most awe-inspiring crystal cave hidden deep in the womb of Mother Earth. The realm of plant life, from the tiniest flower in the moss to the towering home tree in the virgin forest, the animal kingdom, from the smallest ant and microorganism to the mighty sacred elephant roaming the land, the sacred white lions, white buffalo, and the even mightier blue whale dwelling in the depth of the ocean. And each and every individual of our human realm, as well as all galactic and universal family, currently belonging or in service to Earth. And so it is. Thank you. Aho, Ashe, Asante, Aloha, Amen, Om Shanti, Namaste. So take another wonderful, long, slow, deep breath in. Sigh it out. It is allowed to make noise. Take one more deep breath in. And sigh it out. Really allowing this flow of consciousness to suffuse and settle in each and every one of your cells, right from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. And when you're ready in your own time, if you have closed them, you may open your eyes now. And if you have not opened your eyes yet, it is time to open them now. Because the Gemini energy we all bathe in right now is one of spontaneous fun and not taking everything so seriously. I wanted to really bring that in as well. The playfulness, which I personally love to bits. I would like to invite you to really integrate this invocation and to transform to the next stage of our call with a little surprise, which is an invitation for 1 minute of causeless laughter. So on the count of 3, laugh as loud as you can, as silly as you can, as strangely as you can, as weird as you can. All laughter is welcome here. All laughter is allowed. If you absolutely don't want to laugh, that's perfectly fine. Then just bathe in the laughter of whoever's laughing, even if it's just me. That's all right. So on the count of 3, I'll see if I can time a minute or so here. Start laughing without anything. 1, 2, 3. You can even shake it. And bring it to a crescendo. Okay, slowly, bringing yourself back to our very serious call, which I believe Tami will now continue facilitating us, throwing us into our little groups. Tami.
I thank you so much. So I am so grateful for that and for the facilitating that I heard you say, Naraya, that I get to facilitate this next session. Wow. So yeah, so much gratitude for the container that's been created here, and for the playful Gemini energies that are at work. So we're gonna, in the next 15 minutes that I'm facilitating, what we're gonna be up to here is I'm gonna just introduce a couple of questions, and in those questions, which have to do with the as within, as without kind of mysteries in terms of how we revision our sacred economies. I'm going to speak into those two questions myself, and then I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to give you some minutes to tune into those two questions personally, whether you want to journal about it. I would actually, if you have paper, that's great. If not, just to tune into that for yourself. And then we're going to do a breakout for about 6 minutes where you can share in a small group what it is that you've come into, just so you know a little bit about the structure. So, okay, so I just want to begin with the two questions. So this morning, when I was really tuning into this, what it is that we are offering today, loving the spontaneity of it, and also appreciating the need for a deep embodiment of these mysteries, I walked outside, and I was trying to figure it out in my head. I got on my computer, I was journaling, and I had to go outside and just feel what is this about? And this is what I found. When I walked outside, I swear to you, yesterday there were no flowers. Today, this beautiful daylily had just bloomed. And as I was walking around the land, as I do, I was thinking about what I most deeply value in my immediate sphere. Where am I on the land? What is in my immediate zone of influence? And what are the 5 things that I most deeply value? And I thought about those 5 things, and when I thought about them, I felt it in my body just deeply, deeply. I felt the vibration of great appreciation and love for what it is that I cherish and I value in my personal life right now. I was also very aware that some of these things were the spontaneous kinds of things that came up immediately in the moment. So I found, for example, I didn't know this, but we finally have these beautiful little raspberries that are coming out on the plant. I hadn't even seen them before. And then I wanted to put in this bowl the chocolate. I've been making ceremonial cacao instead of coffee in the mornings, and loving that. So these are some things that some are practices that I've been bringing in to feel more of the value and the beauty of what's present in my life right now, the richness, the great richness and the abundance. And some of it is what I've had around me for quite a while. But some days I see those magical things, and sometimes I don't. If I'm not outside, I won't see that flower. I won't see the raspberries. I won't feel it. I won't know it because I'm not actually present to what's around me. I also have things in my life, people, even my own body, that I just become so accustomed to that sometimes I'm in a place of reverence and a place of receiving and a place of fully feeling the gift and the sacredness of what this body is, for example. Sometimes there are certain sacred objects that I just kind of look at and I don't even see or feel them. Like this stone that comes from Haida Gwaii. It's a beautiful being that I love. And this morning, I recognize how deeply I cherish and value this being and the story that lives in it, where it comes from. So the 5 things that I found that I deeply cherish today are the trees on the land, the flowers, and the bounty on the land around me. That it fills my heart when I'm present and open to it. And I so felt that this morning. Another thing is literally my body, and the way my body has been teaching me lately that there's nothing more important than being fully inhabiting in my body in the sensuality and the pleasure of what it means to be in this sacred vessel. So that's 2. And when I say that and feel that, I'm fully feeling it. I also, a third is literally that stone. It's just something that I carry with me that I love so deeply. And then another is a practice I have now of drinking ceremonial cacao in the mornings. That's something that when I think about it and feel it, it's just transitioning from coffee to that feels like a deep transition into the richness of life rather than trying to move forward and amp everything up. It's like a deep receiving. And then the 5th for me was around specifically the gift of the herbs, of the plants, that and the way that they've been making me these beautiful infusions every morning. I drink this tea, And it fills me with the nutrients and the sunlight and the generosity of these beautiful plants around me. So those are 5 things in my immediate environment that some mornings, some days, I don't even really feel it. I don't feel my body. I don't feel those things. I get into my head. But when I just take a few moments to be present, those are 5 things that I deeply value and cherish in my immediate surroundings. So that's the first, is the inside, kind of the inner world, or my personal kind of sphere. So I'm just going to take a moment. Let's actually take like a minute for each of you to kind of consider, just drop in and consider, what is it in your immediate sphere right now that you just deeply cherish and value, and let yourself, write that down. Think about, if you have a pen, if you have paper, if you don't, just to take a moment to consider these things. What do you deeply cherish in your immediate environment? And if you can only find a couple, 2, 3, that's totally fine too. So now that you've taken some time to really consider what it is in your immediate world that you deeply value and cherish, and taken a moment to fully experience that, the reason that I began with this exercise is because um, to me, it feels as if in the last year and a half, what so many of us have been coming home to is, and I've heard this in so many conversations, as I'm sure many of you have, what we most deeply value. And I think many of us have had the experience of the deep coming into and receiving what is in our immediate environment. And we've also experienced the contrast of where we feel it's not enough. We need something else. I need to be somewhere else. I need to be in different kinds of relationships, and there's no good or bad about wanting more. Um, but there's that experience of full receiving, that when we live in a culture that is founded in scarcity, that there's so much that has to do with the training and entrainment that we go into, of always feeling that there's something else that we need. So yes, this is about economy. Yes, this is about money. Yes, this is about infusing all of that with this experience of sacredness. And the beginning point is the coming home to what's exactly around us, the richness that lives in this moment, in this body, and all of that. And knowing from that point that truly we can amplify that abundance in many realms. So that's number one. And number two, just take a moment now to envision in your mind, like envision this richness, this beauty. And now to take a moment to consider consider the planet as a whole. Consider Gaia, consider our human community, maybe even picture it. You can even put your hands out and imagine that you see the planet herself in your hands. Now, as you perceive of and as you think of our planet, you might even imagine certain places, certain people. Just think about a few things, three to, a couple, 3 to 5 things that you really love, that you really cherish on this planet Earth. So for example, I'll say I really deeply love and cherish the water bodies. I love and cherish the watersheds all across the planet. And as I imagine them, I so love, and I think of the oceans that I love. I think of the streams I've seen and known and loved, the rivers. And I just see them filled with light. I see them filled with life. I see them thriving. So for me, that's one thing. You might just think of one thing. I'm actually going to leave it at one thing, one part of that world around me, like how I value it and honor it and cherish it. So consider one or more things about this beautiful earth around us. Might have to do with humans, might have to do with Gaia that you deeply cherish. Okay, so now once you've had that, and it can again be just one thing even, just take a moment now to imagine, see yourself located at the center of your own personal world for a moment. Go back to this, your personal sphere, and imagine that for a moment that money is no object, that money actually finance, specifically money and finances are flowing into your system, into your energy system. And just for a moment, notice, is there anything that changes? Is there anything that you're doing differently in your environment? Is there anything that shifts in this personal sphere? What's possible that can uplift and bring even more alive and make even more vibrant you and your relationship with this beautiful place where you live and what you value? Take a moment to feel that. And now, once you've done that, and to open your perspective to also consider the planet, to Mother Earth, to Gaia, to our entire planet, and also now imagine that this area that you love. For me, it's watersheds, and if I see that infusion of monetary support, then I see young people paid well to restore and heal and care for and tend our watersheds. That's what I see. So just take a moment to consider what you love and how more financial resource uplifts and anchors and increases the vibrancy of that thing. So now we've taken some time to really anchor into and appreciate and imagine what could be even better, what could be even more beautiful, what could thrive even more in our immediate world, in the world around us. Let's just go ahead and go into breakout sessions. We're going to do this for 6 minutes. And so I'm going to put you in groups of 3, 2 to 3. Actually, we're going to do this. I want to make sure we have good time. So I'm going to do it in groups of 2. So we're going to take 4 minutes, 2 minutes per person to just share a little bit about what came up for each thing. So I'm going ahead and I'm opening the rooms now. And you're going to want to go ahead and join those rooms. And you'll each have 2 minutes, and I'll tell you when to switch. I'll send a little note. So join the rooms when you're ready. And if you're not able or don't wish to join the rooms, you can go ahead. If you want, you can turn off your video just to let me know for sure that you're not going to be joining. Because if you're not, I'm going to want to know so that I can put people in rooms if they're by themselves.
I'm guessing because I'm a host, I didn't go into a room.
Oh, okay. Let me put you in a room then, Cayelin. I'm not sure. That's really weird.
I'm happy to participate with if somebody needs that.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Okay. And Mary, you're not joining? Okay, yeah, I just put someone else in your room. Cayelin, so Cayelin, maybe you and I can share.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not sure how to put you in a room.
Right.
I've never had that before. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I
So-
think when I've been co-host, you've been able to put me in a room.
Ah,
But since
yeah, and now you're host.
now I'm
That's
hosting.
interesting. Yeah. Here we are. Okay.
Mary, if you're trying to say something, you're muted and we can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Mary. You're muted. She can't unmute herself, I think she's saying. Very odd.
Yeah. I don't know what's
Mary,
going on.
that's really strange. I'm not sure, but I need to let everyone know to switch real quick. So Mary, I would say leave and come back can be usually the best way, I think, to resolve stuff like this.
Yeah.
Usually, I think that's the best way. So did you pause recording?
I haven't. I should probably, huh?
We both got that going. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So we're kind of moving along now because there's so much we're trying to cover. And so the next portion, hopefully you got some good connecting there. And the next portion, Genevieve is gonna take it from here. So thank you.
So because we are so close on time and because there's so much richness in all of this, I do want to do a little bit on money story. And I would just invite everyone to consider your money story as part of your personal path, uncovering this and working with this in your journaling as part of the Venus Alchemy home play, as opening up your path sort of by cutting back the weed in acknowledging your own money story. But to start with, I'd like to share with you, I did the Venus Alchemy Morning Star last segment. And one of the home play things was to write a fairy tale. So I'm going to share with you my fairy tale, which I'm hoping is my new money story. Once there was a magical, mystical child born to father patriarchy and diminished mother. However, they didn't like her very much, so they sent her to live in the slave quarters where she worked for her uncles, greed and capitalism. But every once in a while, she would go out and experience the magical and mystical world of flowers and trees, of wind and sky, of beauty. She got to be friends with inspiration and creativity and her friend Beauty, of course. Together, they decided to escape, and they set off on a journey that included many challenges, many dangers, and many adventures. After a long while of relearning the magic and mystical ways of life and of money, they came upon a village called Thriving. There, they were invited to be a part of this kind, generous, and sustainable village. And there they lived happily ever after. So that's my fairy tale. My real life story wasn't quite that way, although it has included dangers and adventures and challenges. And I will just share with you that I came out of my money story is that women didn't do money. I grew up in a very patriarchal, very masculine, very misogynistic family, Mexican American family, where women were seen and not heard. Their only role was servant, slave, sister, daughter, mother, grandma, auntie, but never a woman of substance or a woman who knew enough to make her own financial decisions. Everything was on the men. And so I have had my own money journey. But my hope and my work and my play is to relearn the magic and mystery of money and how it can be used to create a just, sustainable, kind, thriving world. So what we're going to do today is I would just invite you to take, I'll time us a minute and think about and jot down just an outline of your money story and maybe a really potent belief or concept that you continue to hold on to, and how you might heal that. And what is your new money story? What is it that you're calling in? What is this new energy of money that you want to call in? So I'm going to just put the clock on for a minute, and then I invite you just to sit with what your old money story was, what your new money story is. So at this point, I know this is not nearly enough time, but I'm going to invite you just to do the big concepts, not the gritty details, because the gritty details are something that, yes, we got to walk through, and it's nice to have a partner. So if you find a really good partner, maybe you can hook up privately later. But Tammy's going to put us in, pair us up again, so you will have one partner. And I invite you to share a bit of your old story and what you're thinking your new story will look like. So Tammy, let's do 2.5 minutes each. You're muted.
I'm muted. So I wanted to propose, I think if it feels okay to you, and I know you have a lot of integrity with your time. I think we had 90 minutes total. I'm wondering if we can't just do 5 minutes per person and just take a little time from the Q&A. What do you think about that?
Actually, we had done a 60 minute, so we are
Oh,
really,
okay.
yeah, because this was sort of a,
Yeah.
put it together, and we didn't want to impose a lot of time. I'm happy to go as long as people
2.5.
want. So,
Okay. So let's do maybe 3 minutes. Does that sound good?
three
per person?
minutes each.
Okay. All
Great.
right. Wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead then and breakouts. Oh, wow. It's the same. That is very interesting. Okay. Recreate. I've never done 2 breakout rooms in one time, so this is an interesting experiment. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open all rooms now. I will let you know when the 3 minutes has passed,
And then you'll allow
And-
us to switch.
and then I'll allow you to switch. Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you join the room as soon as you get the invite. Cayelin, if you,
It's you and me.
it is you and me again. Okay, well, maybe we should talk about this then.
I think so.
I think so. Okay.
I
Yeah,
can fill mine up pretty easily. I'm going to share a little bit more about it when I do
Yeah.
my that
Okay.
practice that I'm going to share with everybody. But my old money story, not enough. Of course, I think that's a lot of. I think many of us on the planet have that one.
Yeah.
And, I mean, literally, my parents were young and poor and freaked out that they had a baby and, you know, adding to their financial distress already. So I grew up and I came into that environment, grew up in that environment, and have played that out in my life. So not enough. And my new money story is loving abundance,
Ah.
including money, including loving, having money love in my life. And as I said that, I remembered there was a woman who had a process some years ago, and she called it having a relationship with your money honey.
Ah, yeah. Nice.
Right? And I'm like, so thinking of it as like a beloved, as a honey, like you would just like hug you, right? Because oftentimes we're just mostly angry often.
Yeah.
And frustrated, or, you know, feeling the panic, the fear, or the whatever that might come with not having enough of it, or whatever the stress might be around that. And so I love that image so much. So I've been cultivating that as well as, you know, that idea of having a money honey.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's such a transformation.
Right?
Wow. I love that. Thank
So
you.
I don't know if it's been 3 minutes yet, but that's my story. And I'm
Thank you.
sticking
Perfect. I believe you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get people to switch now. Right. Okay. So what I've realized about my story is that that somehow when I was raised with the perspective that you work very hard for money and that money is to be used for survival. And also that somehow, you know, if you have extra money, it's because you have a family to raise or because you have responsibilities to take care of. But otherwise, I think for myself, a story that I adopted is because I don't fit into that model. I was never married. I never had kids. I never had kids. You know, so I was very non-traditional in my way of living. I'm an astrologer. So there was a message that came through for me around that said that the way that a person like me operates with money is that it's very much like fly by the seat of your pants. It's just like, you know, it kind of comes and goes. There's nothing consistent about it. It's pretty wild and uncontrollable. So a person like me never accumulates money. A person like me never actually is super responsible and masterful with money. That was my old story. My new story is that money, like other Capricorn kinds of territories, like time, money, other resource, that it's for a person like me to be masterful with it, to actually accumulate. You'll love that word, right, Cayelin?
Yes, I
To learn to accumulate, actually have some extra. And the image that comes to mind is like a squirrel, because I almost think sometimes there's a thought in the back of my head, it's bad to accumulate, it's bad to have more than what you need. But that for me, it's no, it's a person like me naturally learns to accumulate and have enough for later, that's a very natural thing to do. A person like me is the perfect person to learn and grow through actually being able to own land, to be able to own property, to have those kinds of things. That's just a very natural next step in my evolutionary path. So that's my new money story. That
Yay.
it's about overflowing abundance, and also part of that is enough excess that I can feel generous with others. that, you know, I have a space where I can host others, that I have enough that, you know, that I can feel safe and secure enough to really create without that constant sense of kind of survival fear. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I love
mine.
that. So good.
So
So good. Oh my gosh.
yeah, this is really big. This is big stuff. It's really clear as we're talking. I'm just like, you know, we could talk about it forever, um but yeah, and it's interesting, I think, in what you're saying. I want to honor, like in this conversation, part of what I want to honor is just perceiving of how far each of us has come already in our story. Um, you know, in your story, how different your relationship with money is from your parents. It's massively different.
Massively different. Yeah.
And
It's taken a while. I'll share a little bit about that, how to
yeah,
go through things, you know, of course, but yeah, it's a process, and I think it is a commitment to the process to say whatever it takes to transform and transmute those limiting beliefs and perspectives that we maybe grew up with, that whatever that's about. And yeah, so not always easy, not always fun.
right.
But when you get there, and for me now, I've been looking back and I'm like, oh, wow, have I made progress?
Yeah, yeah, and that's a lot of focus and a lot of dedication. Like you've set intentions, and
Yeah,
this is beautiful because as you're speaking to that, of course, you're taking the next piece of this, and that's beautiful, perfect transition
yeah,
when
absolutely.
everybody comes back in.
Right?
So yeah,
Yay.
wonderful. Yay.
But Genevieve, you're muted, just so you know.
I'm muted now.
Oh, now you are.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead then I'm going to go ahead and mute all as soon as everybody comes in. So make sure, Cayelin, Genevieve, everybody to unmute yourselves, because last time I feel like there was a little bit of
Yeah.
a little extra noise. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Everybody's back. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. Our presenters will unmute themselves. Okay. Perfect. All right, Cayelin.
So Genevieve, was there anything you were going to say to wrap that your part up, or you're okay? Right. All right, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to share my screen because this is a document that you're going to get, and basically what I'm showing you here in the very first part of this, something that I've been working on my money story, actually really started working on it in the late 90s. And in 2004, I found myself still being in a very desperate, not enough situation, raising 4 kids, and with a husband who was secretly gambling that I didn't know about until actually we were in bankruptcy. We started looking into bankruptcy in 2004. We were definitely in 2005. But for my birthday in 2004, I was given this book, The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. And basically, I can't find the book now, so I don't know what happened to it. It moved a lot since then, but I might have given it to somebody. I don't remember. But the book was, I made a commitment to this 40-day process that this book was describing. And so basically, he recommended that you write 10 affirmations, 1 a day, and he gave you 10 affirmations you could write every day. And then you'd do 10 days, and then you'd start over and do the 10 affirmations again, and then again until you had done 40 days. If you missed a day, you were supposed to go back and start over. That was the main thing I remember about it. And one of the challenges that I had with it was that it was, though kind of ahead of its time, because this book was literally written in 1994. I was like, some of the wording I didn't really like so much. So I changed it up. And what I want to say is that you can change this up. And I am going to give you, he gave an overall affirmation that you would write and then say aloud every day. So you'd write the first one, you'd say that aloud, then you'd write the ones for all the 10 days, the different ones every day. So this is the affirmation as I rewrote it. I'm going to share it with you out loud now, and then you'll also get the 10 different affirmations. You can change this to work for you. Because when I did this, and I not only did the 40 days, I did 40 more and 40 more and 40 more. But like I did 180 days without missing. And now I'm looking back on that 17 years later, and I've been reading back through these abundance journals, and I've been thinking about this a lot, about creating this document. I'll probably add more to it later, because that's all I have time to get done before our time together. But it absolutely changed my life. I went from going through a bankruptcy, through not feeling like I had the ability to make enough money to support myself. We were constantly getting calls from the credit card companies, kind of bullying us to pay them. And I'm like, I have to feed my kids, so no, I'm not paying you. And also getting the pink slips that they're going to turn off our electricity, they're going to shut off our internet, our phone, or whatever it was. It was like living under that stress for so long. And so this helped me to begin to change it. And I was still living in it when I was doing it. So I'm just want you to understand that. So you can start this affirmation on this day and then enter the date if you want to keep track of that with your name. So on this day, I, Cayelin K. Castell, lovingly release, let go, and surrender any lingering doubts or limiting beliefs in money as my visible source and support. I embrace this process of loving abundance consciousness coming from the divine source within me. I claim my divine inheritance as a being of God, Goddess, Great Spirit, Great Mystery, acknowledging my divine, loving, generous, ever-renewing source as my substance, supply, and support in every moment, in every dimension, in every way, here and now. In all ways, I totally and completely embrace, embody, and express this ever-replenishing, ever-renewing, ever-abundant, loving source of all life, source of all experience, source of all manifestation in ways that genuinely, easily, and gracefully support me in joyously fulfilling my divine purpose. I love and trust myself to continue deepening my experience and ability to lovingly access this vast, abundant divine source within ways that completely meet and fulfill all my needs and desires. I surrender any attachments to outcome or pictures of how I think it should be. I'm allowing and embracing this ever-present, abundant divine source to express through me in ways that are beneficial and supportive to me and all life. It is done, it is so, and I give thanks. So this was, this is my rewritten version of what it was. And then there are day one, day two, all of these different affirmations that you can use as a way to guide you, or you can write your own, do whatever you want. And I love kind of ending it, this is for day 10, but ending it with, I am rich with love, I am rich with joy, I am rich with fun, I am rich with magic, I am rich with miracles, I am rich with resources, I am rich with wisdom, I am rich with courage, I am rich with kindness, and I am rich with compassion. Because when we can recognize that money definitely is very important in our experience of loving abundance, but being rich with all these other things also part of that. And that is, I feel like, what really got me connected into seeing things in a completely new and different way. So that's the practice. If you want to do it, awesome. You need a commitment, 40 days. It will change your life, I promise.
Thank you, Cayelin. Wow. That does sound like such a powerful way to embody what we are all talking about in terms of changing our money story, to recognize that money is only one element of wealth, that there are lots of other places and ways and richness that we can find wealth in our life. And yes, we need that money, but the joy and the magic and the miracles and the connection and the beauty and nature, all of those things are wealth that can't be measured. And we live in a society that wants everything bottom line that can be, in our society, a forest is worth more dead than alive, financially. Can we shift that to say that we care more about aliveness and people and that connection? And that's the whole thing for me, a new money story from me, more mine, which is the societal norm, to a new paradigm that says us, we, all, connected, earth. So that's what I'm hoping for in this. Okay, so we are a little behind time, and we have a lovely, lovely womb consciousness money manifestation meditation by Nicole. So Nicole, we deed the floor to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you, Cayelin. Thank you, everyone. It was so beautiful. I'm so touched. I'm going to jump right in because we are short in time. I just want to mention this magnetic feminine money meditation was given to me by my teacher and mentor. Can you all hear me? Okay. It was given to me by my teacher and mentor, Sharon Bertrand, in a session that we've done together in 2017. I'm going to invite you to say out loud with me. I will mention when it's time to do so. But for now, if you want, you can just close your eyes for a moment and just tune in to your inner currents and begin to feel what is going on in your inner world after this amazing time we have together. Just dropping your awareness down to your sacred womb. Just breathing here, feeling the spiral vortex of potentiality that exists there. And just for a moment, feel your beautiful roots growing down from your sacred womb or hara, down to the earth, descending down, passing through all the layers of the earth, communing and receiving the vitamins, the nutrients, all the ancestral and primordial wisdom that is available now. And descend down, down, all the way to the core of the earth, to the womb of Gaia. Just root and anchor yourself here in this black velvet, fertile soil, full of potentiality. Just feeling in your womb, your connection to the womb of Gaia. And then imagine a beautiful liquid gold milk, celestial light descending down from the great womb, from the cosmic womb, descending down and entering your crown chakra, your masculine crown, and descending down from the front and back of your body, nourishing all your organs, your glands, your tissues, your muscles, your bones, your cells. And invite this liquid milk, this cosmic milk, to descend all the way down to your womb. As you connect your womb to the great womb that has birthed all in creation. And as you open your body to receive all that life has to offer, you may affirm out loud, I open to receive. I am a chalice of abundance. Feel money flowing down like a river through the crown. Feel the beauty and spiritual wealth of money. Affirm, money is beautiful, bountiful, and full of love. See the sacred temple of your body flowing with money. Affirm, I'm open to receive all the support and resources I need. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your feet. Affirm, Divine Mother, Father, with this money, I will travel the lands to stay, to speak, to spread your light and walk the path of love. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your legs. And affirm, Divine Mother, with this money, I'll be the pillars of your new temple and a sanctuary for all those who need healing. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your yoni or lingam. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I will awaken and share the treasures of my sacred sexuality. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your womb or hara. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I will birth new creations of love and wisdom out into the world. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your belly. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I will feed our spiritual hunger and bring true nourishment into the world. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your breast. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I'll give the milk of human kindness to those who are grieving and in sorrow. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your heart. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I will shine out the healing power of love and share my true heart. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold into your throat. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money I will speak the truth of love and inspire and activate others. Visualize money flowing like liquid gold filling up your head. Affirm, Divine Mother, with this money, all my thoughts and actions will be consecrated to the divine purpose as a priestess or priest of love. Feel yourself brimming with the fullness of the life energy of money. Feel the liquid gold flowing through your beautiful body temple as the infinite flow of the universe become available to you. May your abundance bless the world. Just take a moment to feel the shimmering golden plasmatic rays that are beaming out from the sun, from the center of the galaxy, from Venus and all the planets. Just taking a moment to anchor that in your cells, in your body. Whenever you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. Yes, rub your face. And just feel that liquid gold. Thank you. And by the way, this oh, it's really dark. This meditation will be shared on the resource list that Cayelin will share with everyone. So I welcome and invite you to actually listen to it every day. It's very, very powerful if you feel called, along with everything else you received today. Thank you.
Oh, many thanks and many blessings to you, Nicole, for your sharing and for that lovely energy just pouring into us all over this world that now we can share from that abundance out into the world. So many thanks. So we would like to say thank you to everyone who is here and all of you who will be listening later. We hope this helps you take some of this beautiful energy on your journey through the world of money and spirit and love. I would like to open it now to anyone who has a brief comment and or if you'd like to put it in the chat. So is anybody wanting to share anything? Everyone's still in that very meditative hold that sacred energy within.
Could I share something?
Sure.
Thank you very much. That was really beautiful, Nicole. Something just came to mind that I'm just about to start a process, and there are 2 gateways in the year where the karmic lords come together. And one of the gateways for this specific lineage of the kahunas and the Huna prayer is the 15th of June until, is it the 14th of July, I think. And this is a really beautiful opportunity to connect into service and to really dismantle any of the old structures that we can. So I just remembered that, and yeah, beautiful, beautiful practice. So I'm happy to share more on this in any forum on Facebook. But again, I think it's really timely with our group coming together.
It would be really great to get more from you around that. So yeah, definitely share that in the Facebook group. And if you have a link that you want to send me, I'll post it on the class page too.
Yeah, cool.
So we are hoping to set up some kind of follow-up for this, and Tami and Cayelin and I will talk about that and then post more information once we get a little bit more idea of how best to do that. But if you have ideas, please share them on the Facebook page. And if you have offerings, meditations or ideas, or I know Naraya has something that she'll be sharing on the Facebook page. So, and I also have some things that I'll be sharing, as well as a resource list that Cayelin will be posting. So this has been lovely and powerful and beautiful. And I'm just thrilled that we were able to make this manifest. So
there's Wendy Weiss said thank you all for who you shared all the support and caring in this offering, especially today. I'm needing this boost on community love. And so I feel like she's probably expressing for a lot of people that needed that today, and whoever listens to this whenever we get it posted later. So I just want to thank you so much for being willing, making the suggestion. And then we did it already, and we did it before the eclipse. This is part of the cauldron, right? The alchemical cauldron. We're going to transform our old money stories into, do the alchemy to create a new money story, and we're going to change the world.
Ah,
yes,
yes, yes. Ditto, ditto. Genevieve, thank you for holding this with so much elegance and grace, and for everyone for just jumping in there. And what a beautiful, beautiful meditation, Nicole and Naraya. The laughter was really one of my favorite parts. So thank you for bringing that as well. And just perfect. Yeah.
So please unmute and say goodbye, and thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you all.